Okay, I'm Hannah McDonald, and we're doing our presentation on safety in the preschool. I'm doing it on preventing and responding to child maltreatment. So, um, sorry. So, maltreatment means cruel or violent treatment of a person or animal, and about 7 in 1,000 children suffer from neglect, which is where more than half of reported victims come from. Children can be victims of more than one type, and this is from 2001. So a higher percentage of children are neglected now than in 2001. It's really sad, and it might not be super common, but it happens more than it should, way more than it should, and it's important to try our best to stop it. Some behavioral clues of child abuse. So some of them on the list include leaving school late or coming early. That might mean that the child is afraid to go home. If they cheat, steal, or lie, they might be have too high of expectations at their home. A low achiever, that doesn't particularly mean anything about their intelligence, but children do need to convert aggressive energy into learning, and they can't, or they struggle to when they have other things on their mind. Clothing can also just be a cultural issue, so that's something to keep in mind. Physical contact includes even physical praise, like a pat in the back. They might shirk away or just really not like that. So mandated reporters, a lot of us, our careers would include us. It's based on the state, but so in Idaho, mandated reporters are teachers or daycare personnel, social workers, law enforcement personnel, physicians, residents on hospital staffs, interns, nurses, coroners, and other people. So they need to report if they suspect or have reason to believe that there is neglect or abuse. So they can talk to just their boss, and then together you can talk to the local child protective services, the police agency, or that number is for the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline. In 2014, state agencies identified an estimated 1,580 children who died as a result of abuse and neglect each year, about 4 and 5 children a day. So at least 70% of children who died as a result were 2 years or younger. 80% or more were not even kindergarten age. So they're more fragile, they're more at risk, and it's really important to report if you have any concerns. So what's next? Children, they might feel guilty or like they have to keep it a secret, or children also often look up to their parents, so they don't want to get in trouble or lose their trust. But it's still important because it can really help them in the long run. So it goes child to the reporter, and the reporter, such as CPS, will see if the report meets statutory criteria, and then they'll investigate for proof, and if the child isn't safe, services will be provided to reduce risk. Court can also become involved sometimes, and the reporter may even have to be a witness. So when we report, the child can feel secure, open, relieved, and it's easier for them to concentrate and learn. And it is slow healing, but in a recent study of physically abused children, therapeutic daycare resulted in significant pre and post test gains in all tested developmental areas include fine and gross motor skills, cognitive development, social and emotional functioning, and language development. So it is a touchy topic, but in the end, it's really important to know the signs and and how you can report it, because anybody can be a witness. And yeah. So let me just stop screen sharing. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm smart. Okay, Liz.
Okay. My name is Luz, and I have the topic of sanitation. So I'm gonna start to share my screen. And okay. Okay, sanitation in preschool age. And children's personal hygiene needs change dramatically during this early childhood stage. From something caregivers do for their children to something children learn to do for themselves. I think that this topic sounds like really easy, but at the same time is really difficult because children at the preschool age tend to forget something like really quickly, and we as parents, as person, we have to stand to remind them uh, how they learn how to have a good sanitation. So right here, I found that sanitation is important for all, and helping to maintain health and increase lifespan. So however, it is especially important for children, and it is important for children to learn about sanitation because at the same time sanitation has become such a worldwide problem that 1 in every 4 children suffer from stunted growth. And this leads to irreversible physical and cognitive damage. So when that happens, the cognitive brain damage can causes a children thinking, reasoning, and social communication skills. So sometimes we think that sanitation is just for a community, but it's also for children, for everyone. And as you can see, I found this information, and I have here the sources that I look at. So if you want to have more information about this, you can click there and you can find more information. So in my next slide, I have some things that children can do to have a good sanitation. And also when we teach children to have sanitation at early age, they will benefit to having a good habits and also lifestyles when they grow up. So brushing their teeth, play soccer, drinking water, taking a shower, get the vaccine, and every time that they're gonna eat vegetables and fruit, they need to wash them and also have a good sleep, and sleep early is good for them. Washing hands before eating and after they are playing outside, they can help children um, to maintain them more clean. And this is this is only some of those things that they can do it, but also I found a video that explain a little bit more about washing our hands.
The video's kind of freezing up.
Right, so okay. Okay, I have a problem with the video, but I'm gonna send the link if you want to see them later. So this is my presentation and thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Lily, and I am going to be talking about behavioral issues with preschool age kids. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, behavioral issues in preschoolers. Studies have shown the Okay. Studies have shown in the past few years that there has been a rise of aggression and behavioral issues in preschoolers. Problems have arisen. Okay. I'm going to talk about behavioral issues in preschoolers. Studies have shown in the past few years that there have been a rise in aggression and behavioral issues of preschoolers. Problems have arisen such as tantrums, aggressive language, physical aggression, self-harm, destruction of property, and compliance issues. Aggression at the preschooler age can lead to the child continuing and worsening aggression as they get older. Helping preschoolers work through behavioral issues prevents harm to the child and peers, as well as creating a safe environment. Why preschool kids act out. So tantrums can be caused by the environment the child is in, biological needs such as being hungry or being overtired or not being able to express feelings properly. What causes children to self-harm? Headbanging, kicking, or punching walls are ways that children deal with negative emotions. They are either feeling like they are not getting the attention they want or they are not getting their needs met. I am a psych tech at a mental hospital in the pediatrics unit, and I noticed that a lot of kids headbang. The habit forms at home, and they do it when they're bored. They do it when they're stressed. It's almost becomes a coping mechanism for them because that is how they got attention at home. And why do children destroy things? Children destroy things as a coping mechanism when they have extreme frustration or extreme feelings. Coping skills. Why use coping skills? Without coping skills, children are more likely to act out. If a child learns to use healthy coping skills, they learn how to better control their emotions. When a child can control their emotions, it creates a safer environment in the classroom and at home. These coping skills can be used they can help a child recognize when they're about to be stressed. Like, what are the signs, like they're about to be stressed or that they're angry and they're going to lash out. If they catch those signs early on and use a coping skill, it can really help de-escalate them. And a list of coping skills that kids use are drawing, coloring, Rubik's cubes, sensory bottles, stress balls, fidget spinners, deep breaths, reading, crafts, talking to someone, positive self-talk, and bubbles. These are basically things that they can do to recognize when they're having strong feelings that they don't know what to do. This helps them get out the feelings. It helps them recognize those feelings to create a safer environment for everyone and for themselves. And that's the end of my presentation.